9/11, over 162,000 veterans have taken their own lives. This is something that has personally affected every member of the Grunt Style Foundation, and that's why we're addressing this issue head on. Did you know that 68% of veterans using the VHA system are being prescribed pills which increase their suicidal ideation rate? Think about that. You go into the VA with a mental health crisis and you walk away with pills that increase the risk of suicide. We are hitting every possible platform to ensure that we not only advocate for informed consent of our veterans, but also that we get the awareness out to our veterans, because there's no reason why you should walk into the resource and walk away with a higher risk of taking your own life. In June of 2025, we took this conversation to Capitol Hill, where we had survivors, family members, and we even had 6 sitting congressmen help us to address this issue.
Over 156,000 veterans in the 20+ years of the global war on terrorism have taken their lives. We understand that 68% of veterans inside the Veteran Health Administration are currently being prescribed psychotropics. We are over-prescribing these individuals with these psychotropics, and the harm that is coming with them is not being communicated to these individuals.
My son, who never did anything by half, took one of his most prized rifles, a World War II M1 Garand, and ended his life. The VA nurse practitioner that saw my son once, just once, used a patient health questionnaire to determine his mental state and immediately write a prescription rather than let a mental health professional make that assessment. I believe with all my being that Connor would still be here were it not for that prescription antidepressant.
On November 13th of 2022, 104 days after seeking help from the Tuscaloosa VA Medical Center, Hunter died by suicide, and he had just turned 23 2.5 weeks prior. We owe it to him and to Connor and to all of our veterans to build a system that truly supports those who have sacrificed so much for our country.
I just left my VA appointment at Audie Murphy. Look how nice they are. They prescribed me Seroquel. How nice. Did not even listen to my story. Just like a robot that hands out poison to every soldier. Papa, I love you very much, and I always will. This was at 12:30. I immediately replied, son, I love you very much too. 5 minutes later, he went into the VA and shot himself to death. He shot himself as a protest for what the VA had done to him, not only to him, but what they had done to thousands and thousands of other veterans.
We are dying. 22 a day. We have had 17 veterans send up the Star Cluster for help in protest by taking their lives at a VA facility because we can't be heard. That is crazy. I knew 12 years ago these pills were nonsense. Well, we've been quiet for too long. The intention of the Grunt Style Foundation is to keep our foot firmly applied to that pedal. We're coming out the wire, and we're trying to get everybody to come with us to get this done.
This is one of the many ways that Grunt Style Foundation is leading this issue from the front. As we approach Giving Tuesday and you're taking into consideration which organizations you want to support, we ask that you consider Grunt Style Foundation. What we're asking for is $350 for the year to help us continue our mission. If you can't afford that, $100, $10, and on the same day, Grunt Style will be releasing the t-shirt you see behind me, where a portion of the proceeds goes to the Grunt Style Foundation, and you can walk around making the same bold statement that the rest of us are making, which is, we're tired of this issue and we're not going to tolerate it any longer.